freak out of here, man. It's hot. Holy moly. Good golly.
38 November, Tower on departure, fly runway heading, climb, maintain 2000, runway 17, clear for takeoff.
17 clear for takeoff, climb, maintain 2000, fly runway heading 3 in November. Final is clear.
9241 Bravo, Sugar Land.
Everything looks good.
Land. Skyline 9241 Bravo, Sugar Land Tower, runway 17, clear to land.
Runway 17, clear to land for Skyline 41 Bravo.
Alright.
I think that's the Instagram girl.
Hope you guys have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. See you flight.
Alright, airspeed's alive. All gauges in the green. Looks good. And rotate.
Tower 17, 807 Alpha Victor's ready to go.
After 807 Alpha Victor, Sugar Land Tower, roger. Hold short, runway 17, waiting high for relief.
Hold short, 807 Alpha Victor.
Area 38 November, contact you, departure, good flight.
Over to departure, talk to you soon, 3 in November. Good afternoon, Houston departure, Cherokee 773 in November, checking in, heading 170, climbing through 1,200.
Cherokee 773 in November, Houston departure, radar contact, good afternoon, climb and maintain 3000, turn right heading 270.
Up to 3,000, right heading in 270, 3 in November. Electric fuel pump off. Fuel pressure remains in the green. Landing light off. Everything still looks good. Continuing that climb.
Lattice 4 Hotel Sierra, pursue direct West Houston, descend and maintain 3000.
Direct West Houston.
Heading mode active. And that looks good.
West 14, 236.
Roger. Niner Bravo Papa, pursue direct Port Lavaca.
Direct Port Lavaca, 9 Bravo Papa.
Number 23 X-ray, fighting 150, connect approach 134.45.
3445, 150, 233.
Number 3 November, advise me how the weather for Conroe, when able to approach request, runway 14 and use Yankees current.
Roger, I'll advise when I've picked up the weather and I'll give you that request here shortly, 3 in November. Thank you.
This is for jump plane 66 Bravo 1200 coming 8500 with jumpers.
Jump 66 Bravo, use departure IDAT.
Okay.
Houston jet
Eyes
speed,
inside.
312, 5,800 for 5,000.
Jet speed 312, approach, descend and maintain 3000, and did you want to set up for the R now?
3,000 and, I mean, we can just take some vectors over to it, that'll be fine.
Jet speed 312, roger, you can expect that, maintain 3000. Jump 66 Bravo, radar contact 1 mile north of Waller Airport, 1 minute prior to jumpers.
Go ahead and put in Conroe. Oh, every time. There we go.
7 Alpha Victor 2000.
118325.
307 Alpha Victor, Houston departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 5000.
5000, 807 Alpha Victor.
7 Alpha Victor, connect departure 126.67.
12667, 807 Alpha Victor, see you.
Lattice 4 Hotel Sierra, descend and maintain 2000.
2874 Hotel Sierra.
1812-112006. Press building 10, contact to Chicago 1700. Temperature 21, long 17, altimeter 3007. ILS runway 14, news. Advise on this contact, yeah, that is double mission X-ray.
Jet speed 312, heading 210.
Heading 210.
Runway 3006. Visibility 10.
20 at 6.
Capture 2117.
3 November, flight heading 320.
Turning to heading 320, and I do have information X-ray. I'll take the RNAV for 14, please, for 3 November. Alright, heading 320, 3,000 feet, all gauges in the green. Already picked up my weather using runway 14. Perfect.
Jet speed 312, going to maintain 2,000.
2000, jet speed 312.
Approach Turkey 773 in November. Did you catch that last transmission?
For 773 in November, expect the RNAV 14. Would that be a full stop?
Yes, please, for 3 in November. I'll expect the RNAV 143 in November. Thanks.
Thank you.
They switch frequencies on me, or switch people on the frequency. Whatever. Alright, so I'm going to expect the RNAV. Cool.
Houston traffic, 10 o'clock and 4 miles northwestbound.
Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to have a ton of time to talk to you guys, but that was a super easy takeoff. It is a little bit windy, which I kind of expected the bumps because of the clouds. We are currently 24 minutes away from our airport. We've picked up the weather. The sky is starting to clear up. Should be a nice, easy approach. I am still going to shoot the instrument approach just in case I end up getting too close to those clouds. I just don't want to have to worry about it. And hopefully you guys will be able to hear it. But as I was getting ready for a takeoff, the jet pilot that was behind me actually follows me on Instagram. So that was pretty cool. I wasn't able to talk to him for very long, unfortunately, but it's still really special when that kind of stuff happens. So I love it. It is a really pretty day to fly, although there are some clouds, but it's not too shabby, actually. It was a lot worse earlier. I don't usually take off at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm usually out of here at like 9 a.m., but you live and you learn. We make it work.
Hotel, your traffic no factor, maintain 2,000 for now, stand by.
One thing you guys have probably noticed too is every once in a while, especially if I have to do a bunch of stuff at the same time, I will repeat myself. So if you heard me say 7738 November more than once on that last transmission, we're just going to ignore it. It's all good. Ah. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to load the RNAV runway 14 approach just so I can brief it. I know exactly what to expect. I'll look at what the missed approach procedure is going to be, my frequencies, and of course my missed approach instructions and what altitude. So I'm going to turn him up just a little bit. I may not get a ton of time to talk to you guys without any radio calls just because this is such a quick flight, but the FBO actually invited me and I've always wanted to be able to check out Conroe, so I'm really excited. A lot of people don't know this, but I actually used to be a full-time server, and there were so many times where I'd come in, I'd work an 8-hour shift. There was one time specifically, they spent over $300 for 6 people, and they left a $0 tip. So I'm excited to be able to, you know, tip somebody really well today and get their reaction and let you guys see it too. All right. I'm to 700, then climbing left turn to 3100, direct keep and hold. Currently on 123.8, probably switch to 119.7. Weather's already been picked up, so that is good news. They're gonna route me around to the class Bravo. So right now, I'm gonna actually take a video so you guys can see it. Basically, I would have flown straight through the class Bravo to get to this airport, but because I am so low, I'm only at 3,000 feet, I'm slow, and I'm around all of these bigger airports with, you know, the airliners flying around. They're going to bring me out of that really busy airspace and then bring me back in to shoot the instrument approach for runway 14, which is actually on the outskirts of the Bravo, so that's perfect.
T-57, turn right, heading heading 330 for traffic.
330 heading Kronos 257.
Awesome. Currently rocking an airspeed of 136 miles per hour, so things are looking good. I am expecting to probably get handed off here shortly as I exit that class Bravo, and then most likely we'll be back on this frequency here in about 5 minutes, but we'll see what happens.
Kronos 257, you're cleared to the Austin Airport via vector for now, heading 330. I'll maintain 5,000.
A lot of you guys have asked me why I'm doing this $100 hamburger challenge, and honestly, it's because I used to be a server, and I remember specifically I was working and I came in and it was like an 8-hour shift, and I had this group of 6 people, and they spent like $300, you know? They had me running ragged, I'm filling up their drinks, clearing their dishes, trying to keep them as happy as possible, and at the end of the day, they left me $0. So they took over my table for over 2 hours. They never needed anything. I was always right there when they needed me to be. And it's really frustrating. So I'm glad that I'm going to be able to share a little bit of goodwill and hopefully help somebody out, especially after the holidays.
That's correct. I think you said Houston, but I'm sure you meant Austin Airport.
Okay.
I did. I might have stuttered. Thanks, Kronos 257.
No problem. Kronos 257. Maintain 5,000. When you're ready, go direct Bach.
Directly to Bach. Kronos 257 at 5,000.
Yeah.
That right there just shows you everybody makes mistakes on the radios. So, you know, you guys can laugh at me all day long. It's okay. We all learned from it. All right. Everything is looking good.
7738 November, turn right, heading 020.
Right heading 020, 38 November. 020. Still got my approach up. Doesn't look like there's any clouds, so I may not even need it, but always good to be prepared. I am going to load this approach, but I won't activate it. Probably do vectors. And then just double check and make sure I do have the runway. I also have the hold point and the actual hold itself. So that all looks good. And now I have it set up here. I'm going to put it on my iPad. I like redundancy. One thing about me, guys, you'll probably notice, I like redundancy. So that is why I always use the iPad as well, even if I don't need to. Do vectors for right now. And then Cleep is going to be my hold point.
10,000 Kronos.
Perfect. Looks good to me. I gotta be honest, I thought I'd be doing a lot more radio calls being this low in the class Bravo, but this is kind of nice. It does give me the opportunity to talk to you guys for a little bit. I am gonna ask y'all for a favor. When you finish watching this video, hopefully you watch all the way through because it's going to be great, but please do leave me a comment and tell me one thing you loved and one thing that you want me to change. I really want to make sure that I'm creating content for you guys that you thoroughly enjoy watching and you look forward to every week. So if you could help me out with that, that'd be amazing. I brought my coffee. I'm going to take a quick sip while I'm sitting here.
Houston departure, Conquest 441 Mike at 700, climbing 2000, runway heading.
Guess Pops didn't tighten that up enough.
Kronos 257, call me time 14000.
14000 Kronos 257.
Would have been a cool shot.
441 Mike, ident, call me time 5000.
I maintain 5,000, ident, forward Mike.
Alright, well. Sorry, Pops, you're not gonna get that shot.
441 Mike, radar contact 3 south of executive. Maintain 5,000 now. And turn right, right turn heading 330.
I maintain 5,000, right turn 330, forward Mike.
Tower, different clearance frequencies. I don't think I'm gonna stay on this one the whole time, but I could be wrong, so I'll be ready for it if I need to switch, but I'm not gonna do anything yet. I had somebody leave a funny comment on my video saying that I was using the motion pictures money, and I'm going to show you guys a close-up so that you know it's legit. Hopefully, you'll be able to see it.
Contact approach, 119.7.
119.7, have a nice day, 3 in November.
Houston approach.
Good afternoon, approach, Cherokee 773 in November, checking in 3000.
773 November, Houston approach, altimeter 3002, proceed direct to Tech Crew for the RNAV runway 14.
3002, and I was never cleared for it. Did you want me to fly to a specific point, or can you give me radar vectors for final for 3 in November?
Did you want vectors final?
Whatever's easiest for you, if that works, yeah, that'd be great for 3 in November.
Yeah, the easiest from that distance would be direct to Tech Crew. Otherwise, if I put you on a heading, I'm not sure what the wind's going to do to you.
Roger, okay, no problem. I will go direct to...
That's Sector Charlie Echo Kilo Romeo uniform.
Sorry, I'm just looking for that point. It's not showing up on mine for some reason.
Okay, not a problem. You can continue in your present heading. Let me know if you take up Tech Crew. If not, just give you vectors later.
Roger, I'll keep looking. I'll continue on this heading for now, and I'm going to just reload the approach and see if it'll pop up. Sir, 773 in November. Thank you.
Space Shark 283, BC direct.
Wonder why that's not showing up.
Houston Center 134.8.
Alright, so let's delete this.
Houston approach, helicopter 544 Bravo Bravo.
Helicopter 544 Bravo Houston.
Helicopter 544 Bravo Bravo is 44 miles to the west of KLVJ at 2,200. We would like to request flight following for the rest of our flight. Bye.
You say west of KLVJ?
Alright. RNAV 14, there it is.
4 Bravo,
Perfect.
4 Union.
Activate,
KLVJ, 544
navigate,
Bravo Bravo.
beautiful.
Stand by number 447 on Romeo contact.
Okay. Perfect. Well, that's actually something really cool that I don't usually get to include in a lot of my videos, is I couldn't figure out what that waypoint was, and I told him. He told me just to continue flying that heading. He would give me radar vectors if I needed it, and because it is clear out here, I was able to reload that approach. I have it loaded correctly on the iPad, so I don't know why it loaded weird on the GPS, but everything is all good. Always good to have a second backup plan just in case, which is why I let him know right away when I couldn't find that waypoint. So we are all good. Looks like we have about 13 minutes until we get to that first point of that approach, so everything is looking freaking awesome, actually. I'm probably not supposed to say that. Everything is looking totally awesome. Let's go with that. Alright. And approach Cherokee 773 in November. I got that waypoint loaded through.
3 November, take map, direct to Tech Crew.
Direct to Sec Crew for 773 in November. I totally said that wrong. But that's alright. Perfect. So,
we're going VFR.
looks good. There are a few clouds over here, so I may shoot the whole approach, but it's all good. It's actually a really nice time to fly. Still busy though, which I expected.
And Houston approach, Skyhawk 4323 Romeo. We have information Zulu in Conroe.
123 Romeo, thank you, sir.
Houston approach, Baron 101 Brother Mike.
Yeah, 101 Bravo Mike, Houston.
101 Brother Mike, we're approximately 25.5 miles from Hooks northwest at 3,000 feet. I'll get vectors for the runway 17 RNAV, please. Brother Mike.
Number 101 Bravo Mike, 125347.
So I've had a lot of you guys ask me why I'm doing this $100 hamburger thing, and honestly it's because I used to be a server. There was many times where I would just work super hard, I'd be on my feet all day long and I just wouldn't make any money. So there specifically, I was working at Olive Garden. I had a table of 6 come in, and they spent like $300. They took up my table for a little over 2 hours. I took care of them as best I could, made sure they never needed drink refills, all that jazz. And at the end of the night, they tipped me $0. And that's really hard. It's really stressful. You start to doubt yourself. So I'm looking forward to being able to hopefully make somebody's day. We'll find out together, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I really like doing these videos, so I hope you guys like them too.
101 Brother Mike, please
approaching the day when Hooks, you're cleared into the Bravo airspace.
Clear direct Euler for the 17 right approach into Hooks, clear to the Bravo airspace, 101 Bravo Mike.
1 Bravo Mike, to maintain VFR at or below 2,000 for traffic, please.
Maintain VFR at or below 2,000 for traffic, 101 Bravo Mike.
I wonder why this doesn't want to load this properly. There we go. Excellent. I can drink my coffee now. Although as soon as I take a sip, they're going to start talking to me again. I'll do it fast. Pretty nice day. It's 61 degrees. I'm at 3,000 feet. I'm going about 135 miles per hour. For those of you who don't know, yes, my airplane is in miles per hour, not knots. She's made in 1968, so that's just what they were doing back then, I guess. I don't know. Maybe my next airplane will be in knots. Wouldn't that be something? All of my gauges are in the green. My cylinder head temperature, if you've been following me for a while, you already know. I did get my cylinder replaced. It was reading really high for a while. It's down to 387, so that is looking phenomenal. I'm keeping an eye out for traffic, even though I am on an instrument flight plan. There are a few clouds around me, but it's actually a nice flight, to be honest. So, I'm happy. There was a part of me today that was just going to sit at home and edit videos and make new merch for y'all, and then I was like, you know what? Let's go for a flight. Let's get all dressed up. I actually got to do a live with some of you guys while I was getting ready, which was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm excited. I get some flight time today. I get to go meet some new people, eat a yummy cheeseburger. Looking forward to it. I'm hungry. I want to know why this thing won't stay though. That's so frustrating because it would have been a really cool shot.
Traffic at 11 o'clock, 5 miles southeastbound, and out of 2,700 bearings.
Roger, I'm looking for the traffic for 38 November. Thank you.
And number 101 Bravo Mike, traffic.
I've been looking for this guy for a while, but he's 500 feet below me, so he should be no factor.
Number 4323 Romeo, set to maintain 2,100.
Directly in front of me, going down to 600 feet below me. Yeah, I shouldn't worry about him at all. Just goes to show, ATC is looking for airplanes for you too, so it's just another reason why I like being on an instrument flight plan. I trust ATC immensely, and it just gives me peace of mind. If something goes horribly wrong, I'm already talking to somebody, so that's why I prefer it. Approach Turkey 773 November, traffic in sight, no factor.
November, thank you.
You're welcome. Odds are he's going to be my last frequency, so I am going to set up my tower 124.12. I've already picked up the weather. I've decided what runway I'm going to use. Might have a little bit of a crosswind, so if I need to, I can just switch runways. But they are utilizing the ILS 14, so that should be okay. 20 minutes till we're on the ground.
Approach on 23001, sail 2 please.
359 Romeo is at 4,000. Direct to Conroe.
91 Romeo, thank you. I say destination Zulu, and expect division 14, should finish an approach.
The funny thing is that this airport is like 35 minutes away from me. I've never been here. I've flown over it a ton, coming back from Florida, coming back from the Carolinas when I visit my family, but I've never stopped here. It's just so much closer to my home airport that I usually can just make it to my airport, no problem. So I'm excited. Checking out new airports all around Texas. Love it. I remember when I first moved here, I was so intimidated to fly around this area because I was like, I don't know any of these airports. I don't know anybody who works at them, anybody who flies around. And now every once in a while I'll land and I'll be like, oh, hey, I know you. And I get to hang out and chat with them. Pretty awesome.
I should make that 300 and maintain VFR below 2,000.
So 300 on the missed, maintain VFR at or below 2,000, 101 Bravo Mike. approach checker 359 on Romeo has Zulu.
One thing I don't really talk a whole lot about, when I first got out of my flight training, I still had a lot of learning to do. I had all the bookwork stuff down, you know, I was a safe pilot, I passed all of my check rides, I didn't really have any problems with that. But when I first went flying with my dad, and especially when we went flying VFR, which I never did at my flight school, when I passed my private pilot check ride, that was it. Like, the rest of it was all instrument time, which was cool, because that's why I'm so comfortable flying in the clouds, shooting instrument approaches, talking on the radios. But I'm gonna go through a cloud, so hold on 1 second. Pause. Eyes inside. Airspeed's looking good. All gauges are still in the green. RPMs are a little higher. We'll slow that down.
Yeah, 101 Bravo, 101 Bravo, let's be heading at 290. Contact Houston, pilot contact Focus Tower 18.4. No, so it's going to be 290 and 2000 on the man.
Much better.
290 and over to Hooks Tower 1.
Okay. Might be a little bumpy for the rest of the flight now, but that's okay. Airspeed, everything looks good. All gauges are still in the green. So as I was saying, when I graduated and I went flying with Pops, I just didn't have a whole lot of like real world experience. And that's been kind of one of the nicest things about being able to make these videos for you guys and doing all the traveling that I have, is I am a much better pilot, and that's why I think 1,500 hours is totally reasonable. If you don't know, 1,500 hours is the minimum requirement you need in order to get hired on at an airline. And even then, you usually will get hired on at what's called a regional, which is those small, 60 to 70 person jets that you'll take from like Houston to Dallas. Everybody's been on one, I'm sure, but then you build up more flight time and more experience before you can fly those big guys like those 777s and the cool airplanes. But I'm pretty happy with my Cherokee. Overall, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get maybe a Cherokee 6 at some point, a Lance, and the ultimate dream would be a Malibu, because that would just be so cool. We'll see what happens.
773 November cross tech crew at or above 2000. We'll be on runway 14 approach Conroe.
Roger, I will cross Cheku at or above 2000, cleared RNAV 14 approaching Conroe 3 in November. Thank you. Cool. So we've got about 3 minutes. I'm going to start a nice gentle descent down to 2000. Vertical speed will lose 500 feet per minute. Currently at 3000, so it'll take me 2 minutes, which will put me at 2000.
Southwest 2136.
Perfect. A little bit more power out.
6000.
Looks good.
Number 4323 Romeo contact Conroe Tower 2412. See ya.
412, thank you. 23 Romeo.
Whew. Alright, 500 feet to go. All gauges are still in the green. I will switch my tanks here when I level off, that I'm landing with the fullest tank. We do have some traffic coming in. He's 200 feet, so we're going to be at the same altitude. We'll see what he's doing. Whew, I have to sneeze again. Always happens to me right before I have to land.
Southwest 2126 direct music and contact Houston Center 134.8.
Added some more power. We're going to level off at 2000. Airspeed's about 120 now. That looks good. Guy's only 300 feet above me, and I'm not sure what he is doing, so we will find out.
Number 773 November is traffic off your 10 o'clock, 2.5 miles southeast, bound Canyon 2,300.
Roger, I'll be looking. Thank you. 3 in November. Okay, so he's 400 feet above me now. Looks like he's gonna fly right.
Number up in the traffic now, 9 o'clock at about a mile.
Roger, still looking for 3 in November. I got a pretty bad glare here, though. Here. Thing is still looking good. And it's bright. I've got the traffic in sight for 773 in November. Should be no factor.
Yeah, 3 November, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. He is no longer a factor for me. Everything still looks good. Really no need to shoot the instrument approach for this one, but we're already set up, so might as well continue. So I'm gonna fly to X-tip, and then I will descend down to my final approach. Woo! As we coming in a little bit lower, but that's okay. Minimums are going to be about 500 feet, 436, so we'll round it up to 5. I'm going to switch my fuel tanks, electric fuel pump on. All gauges in the green. Switching to the left tank here. Looks good. Fuel pressure still in the green. Electric fuel pump off. And fuel pressure stays in the green. Slow down to 129 for my rough air or maneuvering speed. Currently 128, so that looks great.
Houston approach 101 Bravo and Mike is just off runway 17 on the mist. 7 right.
Bravo Mike, Houston Park right down. We're 3591 Romeo, center maintain 3000, sliding of 230.
3000 down to 230, 9 Romeo.
101 Bravo Mike, radar contact, 2 miles south, Hunks Airport, altimeter 3001. Waiting Bravo airspace at about 2000. It's going to be vectors final flighting 340.
We start that turn here shortly. Everything's still looking good. Awesome.
Okay, heading 340, 2000, cleared into the Bravo, 101 Bravo Mike.
I might have to put my sunglasses on, guys. I try not to when I'm talking to y'all, but if I'm turned towards the sun, safety's first, right? Hopefully everybody can understand that. You guys are okay with that? Alright. Both triangles are up and active. All gauges are still in the green. Everything looks fantastic. We are on the fullest tank. And fob nut is going to be my final approach fix.
Contact, Conroe Tower 12412, take care.
Over to tower. Have a nice day. 3 in November. Good afternoon, Conroe Tower. Turkey 773 in November. Checking in.
Turkey 773 in November, Conroe Tower, roger.
Well, that was easy. Cool.
Sun Pisces Golf number 2, follow Skyhawk, come on, half out for the option.
120.45 will be my ground frequency.
14 clear, touch go, 756 off.
Whew, that is quite bright. Keep an eye out for this traffic here. I'm going to stay at 2,000 feet until I get to my final approach fix, and then I will start my gentle descent. And 500 is going to be my minimum. I can't tell y'all the last time I was still flying at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm usually a morning flight type of person. Unless, of course, I'm doing an 8 to 10 hour trip in one day, then I really don't have a choice. I'm still flying at 2 p.m. unless I stop for the day, which I do sometimes. Especially if I feel fatigued or if it's really hot and I feel the need to stop, I will. You'll probably catch a running theme here. Safety, #1 priority.
Going around.
I'm gonna pop on my sunglasses, sorry guys.
Conroe Tower, Skylane 51 Fox Romeo over the Lake Conroe Dam with Zulu for a full stop.
51 Foxtrot Romeo, Conroe Tower, squawk 0452.
0452, 1 Fox Romeo.
I do not have a red light on. Awesome, that whole thing did not film. Love that. Okay, well, that's cool.
One Foxtrot Romeo, for sequencing, just make a left turn to the north. It's just heading 1010.
010, 1 Fox Romeo.
23 Romeo, contact Houston approach.
Approach, 0.
7738 November, Romeo 14, cleared land.
14 cleared land, 3 November, thank you. Alright, there is my final approach fix. RPMs are going to go to 1800. Mixture full rich, fuel pump and landing light on. Slowing down. First notch, 10 degrees. Bringing that power back in.
51 Fox Romeo, look for Piper Cherokee 12 to 1 o'clock, 3 miles on the final 2000.
1 Fox Romeo, will come out. One Fox Romeo, traffic inside.
51 Foxtrot Romeo, Romeo 14, follow Cherokee, cleared land.
Follow Cherokee, land 14, 1 Fox Romeo. Conroe Tower, Archer 756 Golf, going around.
756 Golf, Roger, go around left, close traffic.
Left close traffic, 756 Golf. Conroe Tower, Archer 756 Golf. We're actually going to make this a full stop taxi to ATP if possible.
756 Golf, Roger, I'll call your base, sir.
You will call the base, 756 Golf.
Right, everything still looks good. 1,000 feet to go till we get to our minimums. But it is definitely toasty, so we're just gonna not shoot this instrument approach and I'm just gonna come in and land like normal. Airspeed's still looking good. Everything looks great. A little bumpy on this side, but kind of expected that. Gonna have a little bit of a crosswind coming in, so I will plan ahead for that as well. A little bit more back trim in.
901 will be ready to go at the end.
67901, cover tower, Roger.
2 white, 2 red, looks good. Right on that glide slope. keeping my speed up just a little bit for these bumps. Once I get past these trees, I should be good.
Conroe Tower, Cherokee 3591 Romeo is 7 miles to the 7 miles to the north, inbound to land.
3591 Romeo, Conroe Tower, squawks are off. Or discard, discontinue.
Considering 90 Romeo.
Conroe Tower 67901, holding short of runway 14.
67901, Conroe Tower, roger. Seven five six golf, you can start your base.
Starting base 756 golf.
That wind gust got me, but that was still a pretty good landing for that.
3 November, turn right on runway 19 and contact ground 120.45.
Roger, turn right on runway 19 and then over to ground. 3 November, thank you.